my father, of course, is black. And it was difficult for us as little kids because my mother literally, English is her second language. So growing up as babies, we spoke English and Spanish interchangeably. But it wasn't until we got to school that we realized that wasn't the norm.
Predominantly in my neighborhood, it was Spanish and Portuguese, and it was a lot of fun. The diversity and learning about how we're not all, we might speak a different language, but we have so much more in common than our differences.
For me, so I was born in San Antonio, Texas, and I lived there until I was about 5.5, 6 years old. And my father was in the military, so we moved over to the UK, the United Kingdom. And during that experience, it's always important to see how other people view you. And over there, I was just an American. Nobody was concerned with my ethnicity or the way that I looked or anything like that.
My story is like most immigrants, most Latinos in the U.S. I have to overcome the language barrier. I have to overcome the writing skills, the trades, and I have to learn a brand new culture in the United States. So it was a little challenging, but I learned a lot from it too.
Every summer we would travel to Panama and get overflow with the love of family and culture and live amongst everyone. Going to the market with my grandmother, and my grandfather managed a bar, and just all the cousins in the neighborhood. That was our norm of love, and so that was very powerful of us knowing who we are.
Like holidays and stuff like that, we would all gather, neighbors or family, friends, and we would do stuff like parades, festivals, the candles, eat together and just have our culture.
Okay. And tell me about the candles. What is that?
The candles, so we would celebrate, for example, on Halloween. Over here in America, they do candy, pass out candy, but for us, you honor the people who are dead, the ones that were close to you. So you do the candles, you put some bread, food, stuff like that, and it's just like sharing with them, the ones that are above us.
Oh.
Playing soccer, or football with the people, with my friends on the streets, and having the dogs, running after us on the streets of Mexico City. And then one of the most impactful memories as a child is how even the Mexican police in Mexico City, they were spending time with us, with the kids. But you don't really realize how those memories stick to your head until you're old enough to realize that what a beautiful childhood you had, and then people who actually protect and serve, they spend time with you, and then those are one of the good or remarkable memories that I have growing back home.
Anything I've ever done in life, I've always tried to do it to the best of my ability to honor my family, and country,
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm honoring my culture by just doing the best that I can.
The Hispanic heritage, from my understanding and my experiences, is one of characterized by hard work and determination. And so that's something that I have seen in a lot of my friends and family members, and so I just try to pay it forward, if you will, hoping that younger generations of all people will grow up remembering their heritage, but also embracing the things that make us American.
And a way for me to honor my heritage or my Latino culture is to be able to serve the entire community in general. So that's why I'm very proud to be the Hispanic Latino liaison for the Sheriff's Office.
Oh, I was born in Cuba, and I left there when I was 5 months old, and came here with my mother and my sister. She was 3, and unfortunately my father wasn't able to get out until I was 14. My father was in the medical profession in Cuba, and they wouldn't let him out They gave visas to me and my mom and my sister, but they said his profession was too valuable to the communist regime, and they wouldn't let him out. So he preferred to risk being without us so that we wouldn't grow up under that under a dictatorship of communism. And it took 14 years for him to get out, but thank God he did. I always told him he was worth the wait. And
knowing that my grandparents were literally indigenous to Panama, meaning Kuna Indians, the islands of Panama was part of my culture. The indigenous Indians of Panama had a deeper culture, so creating commerce through mola cloth, or my grandmother losing her parents at a young age and she having to survive as a young girl. You know, I look back on it, and historically my grandmother truly was a young child who, for all sense of purpose, was like a slave, because she didn't have parents, so she had to live with people in the zone so that she could eat. So it's pretty powerful to be historically descendants of slaves. You know, my grandmother, but still also her working hard, my grandparents working hard for my mother and my family to become what I am today. And that responsibility of carrying on her legacy and telling her stories is really important for me.
I am Mexican, I'm Hispanic and Latino, but I am an American by choice. And for me, I'm very proud to serve this country, and I'm also very grateful to the Cobb County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Craig Owens, for giving me the opportunity to serve our community.
To me, it means that celebrating from September 15th to October 15th the independence of many countries, for example, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, and it's just basically having our traditions passed on, and for our leaders that fought for us for the independence, for basically so we can be somebody in life.
Viva Panama, right? Live Panama. So it's that culture to be exposed, but to be Hispanic, it's a sense of pride in food, pride in tradition.
Unique. You know, it's an opportunity for me to learn about other cultures as I share stories of you know, what I experienced growing up. I think there's more that unites people here in the United States than what separates us. And so I think that, you know, these celebrations that we take part in, it serves as kind of a mental reminder to just cherish those people that are around you, take some time to learn about them, and maybe ask those questions that you've never asked before.
Feliz Hispanic Heritage, porque yo no sé cómo se dice heritage en español, mes a todo.
Feliz mes de la herencia hispana.
Feliz mes de herencia hispana.